supposedly live.
We're live.
I think we're live.
We're live.
Are we live?
We're live.
All right, now let me do my social stuff.
Joe's socially. Excuse me. This Coca-Cola is supposed to quench your thirst.
Oh, look. We went live on YouTube.
We are live on YouTube. I'm checking everything you say. I'm just going to reiterate it. Like a captain on a ship. Yep.
3 degrees west. 3 degrees west.
3 degrees west. Confirm. Full steam ahead.
I feel like Twitch might not be working.
Why
Whatever.
is
At least we
Twitch
I don't know what the deal is.
defeating?
I don't have these problems.
Didn't you tell me that was like very important to be on Twitch and we're not on there?
We're getting there. We're getting there.
So, welcome to episode 3. Oh, something's coming in. Fresh delivery. Oh, no delivery.
No delivery.
What the heck?
No hot chocolate.
No hot chocolate yet, Joe. So, we are up. Are we up?
No, I'm talking about the volume.
Oh, yep. So, welcome to episode 3 after we were interrupted with what we thought was a hot chocolate delivery.
I'm
We have
very sad now.
as you can tell, we've upgraded half a shed significantly with a backdrop. Ta-da! Where's Vanna White, Joe?
Vanna White, she left us.
She's Why2k approved at some point in time. I'm drinking a Coca-Cola. Soon to be a hot chocolate, if the producers would actually listen to me.
Hot chocolate would be great.
Joe's drinking a Diet Coke. I
I
think.
am. And these Y2K approved cups
Yes.
that you can purchase, not
Mhm.
now, but maybe later.
Yep. Not yet. Once we're famous, we're gonna sell.
You guys
them.
want some? We can sell this. Sell everything. You guys want backdrops? We can
Yeah,
sell
you want
those too.
backdrops? You want to start your own Y2K podcast? Just buy a backdrop.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, welcome to episode 3, and we're gonna start off like we always do.
But guess what? We are live on Twitch.
We are live on Twitch.
Twitch is working.
Yay! Drum roll, please.
Don't beat on the table.
I like to beat on the table. It's
I'm
my table.
sure you do. You like to beat your
Hey.
table?
That's disgusting. Anyways, Joe had a great week, so we can go ahead and just
Which
open
part
it
of
up
the
as
week
we
do we
always
want
do.
to go to?
Yeah. What did Joe do this week?
Well, much like every other week. Hold on, I'm not done sharing, but I'll talk while I'm doing this.
Can you multitask in this world?
I can. So I went to my day job.
Uh-huh.
It's fantastic. Lots of
Yep.
fun. Had a great time. Every day that I left the day job, I went to the bar,
Yeah.
Rad Bar, to prepare some things,
Yeah.
to get some papers signed so we can open.
Good.
Friday, Blake was a sad boy
Yep.
because Friday was Blake's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
But
33.
Blake didn't know that we were going to do anything for his birthday on Saturday. So I had to go pretend that his celebration was happening Friday, at which point we consumed many adult beverages.
Yeah. Joe had to act like it was the last day.
Yep.
It was the birthday.
And then I had to repeat it all on Saturday, which I'll let Blake tell you about that in a second.
Yeah.
Which I continued to consume adult beverages for far too long.
Yep.
And then we wound up at Rad Bar. We had an unofficial soft opening.
Thanks to
It
me.
was a lot of fun. Turned out really well.
Mhm.
Yesterday we did our other show, the video game stuff. And then today I ran around the city talking to officials about pieces of paper. It was cool. It was lots of fun.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Good.
Blake, tell the people about your week.
My week. Well, has it really been? When did we last do this podcast? Thursday or Friday? It's really my weekend, I suppose. Thank you, Steve.
Steve, what's up? Layla, do you actually want us to turn it up a little bit?
She said turn it up just a tad. Just a tad. So it was my birthday on Friday. I turned the big 3-3.
Congratulations, you made it this far.
Yes, I've made it this far. Hopefully I've made it about 20% of my lifespan, because with advances in modern science, should be good for at least 200. What do you think, Jim?
Hate to break it to you. I think we're about 50%.
Dang it. So yeah, I been trying to exercise more, you know.
That's good. That's good.
Today I did
I'm
33 minutes cardio because I'm 33 years old. My wife told me I should do that.
Huh.
So yeah, I did that. And on Friday, yeah, we had my birthday celebration. Layla proceeded to tell me that everybody was far too busy to celebrate anything with me, and that maybe Joe and Sam would possibly come hang out. So
How sad were you?
I was pretty sad. I was trying to play it off, though. I didn't want to be a Debbie Downer, you know.
You were definitely a Debbie Downer.
And then I actually got to hang out with my parents, so we went to Cantina Laredo's, ate some dinner.
Did you have a mango margarita?
I did have half a mango margarita. And then we watched Ford vs. Ferrari, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. It's a very good movie. It's equal with Rush. I don't want to say one's better than the other.
I need to see it.
Comparable. Christian Bale and Matt Damon did a pretty dang good job. So that was great. And I think, and then on Saturday, my wife got me, I told her I wanted a skateboard for my birthday, like an 80s one, because they started remaking them at the local skate shop called Beach. Is it not Beach Plus anymore?
It's only Plus.
It's just Plus.
2 locations, one here in Fort Walton where the original shop was, and then also one in Orlando.
There's one in Orlando?
I believe it's Orlando or Tampa.
Wow. I refuse to call it Plus. It's Beach Plus to me.
I totally agree with you on that.
So, she got me a skateboard, and I was wondering why she gave it to me unassembled. Her excuse was she didn't know how I wanted the grip tape done, which was, I was like, that's fair. You know, she's like, I didn't know if you wanted the logo on the grip tape and like the old school. So then she drug her feet all morning, and I was like, why are you taking so long to get ready, like to go do our day? Because it was a nice day. And then we proceeded to go get some little acai bowls, and then we walked across the street to get my skateboard put together. She's like, hey, look at the marquee. And it said, happy birthday, Blake, Y2k. And I was like, what in the hell is going on right now? And then I walked in, all my friends were there.
So, I want to butt in for a second, because this is where things got really hairy.
We saw Back to the Future, by the way.
We had no real clue of when we should leave to get to the theater to surprise Blake.
Whose fault was that?
People will not be named. And we had to sneak in the front door because there's no rear or side exit to the theater. And the place where Blake was literally
direct
about
view.
60 feet away across the street.
And Leila was like, don't you want to sit at this chair? And I was like, no, it's hot. Like, the sun's bright.
Yep. Yeah. So he potentially could have seen every single one of us walking into the theater.
But I didn't, somehow, some way.
I just wanted to throw that out there because that was a lot of fun. Yeah. Thanks, Layla.
But we watched the original Back to the Future, drank a couple beers, and then I just wanted to go to Rad Bar so everyone else could see it.
That's all I wanted to.
And then it turned into an actual party. And but it was a good soft opening for Sergio. And we had a great time. And then we went to my buddy's house who has a dope theater system. And had a good time. And that was that's pretty much what I've done. And then today, I think we'll talk about this. I ordered the water pump pretty much. The next water pump.
Can we just dive right into that?
To the water pumps?
Let's go head first.
Okay. Well, we left off with the fact that we were narrowing it down to testing the water pump and then bypassing the heater core if the water pump worked. Well, the bad news is that we instantly figured out the water pump doesn't work because we unplugged the hose that connects to the expansion tank and turned the car on, and absolutely zero coolant came out of it. And so it's just boiling the coolant, and that's why all the air is in there. And so yeah, we figured that part out. We had to do some weird stuff because the remanufactured pump didn't have the same housing. I've gone to this a million times. So we put that pump into my old housing, and apparently whenever we did that, something's just not working right. And the only reason I did that is because I was told that Lamborghini doesn't make new water pumps for 92 Diablos anymore.
Do they typically make new parts for those cars?
Typically, yeah.
Okay.
But I was like, why is this the one thing that they don't make? So then I did some more research, and apparently they do make brand new water pumps for 92 Lamborghini Diablos. And then I started to do some searching around, and I found the best price I could possibly find. So that's officially going to be on the way in the morning from Italy, and that'll take about a week to get here.
Okay. That's not bad.
Not horrible. But, a little bit frustrating. But I wouldn't expect anything less from this car. So, Tony has to redo everything he already did, which is probably not fun for him.
Well, at this point, it's just getting to the water pump.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. We don't have to do the alternator or anything again.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, I hopefully should have a working car sometime next week. Probably towards the end of the week. You know, if I had to guess.
What's going to be done first? The bar or the car?
Yeah, that is. I've actually been thinking about what was going to be done first.
Robert, I think they did want him to get a new Lamborghini.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought about new cars frequently during this process, and I was like, no, no, no. And so, you know, that's kind of where we sit. Everything else works great. There's no leaks. Everything's good, minus the fact the pump doesn't pump.
If there's not a Diablo at the grand opening of Rad Bar,
It's going to be sad.
you might be out.
Yeah.
Banned for life.
Joe's also agreed to let me be the DJ for Rad Bar whenever I would like to DJ. So I'm pretty
What's
excited.
funny
about
is there's
that.
a lot of competition for that right now. I got about 600 messages today.
I'm sure you did.
Justin, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, whose phone is ringing? Oh, my phone's ringing. Silence.
your Squire calls.
It was my squire's, my cousin. Telling me actually. How do I turn this? How did he get through that? That's so weird. He's a little weasel.
He definitely is. So yeah, Lamborghini should be up soon. That's exciting. We'll finally get to hear the exhaust.
It's exciting, but in the meantime, I've been falling back in love with the M3 because I've been driving it more than I normally would.
Okay. Thanks, Steve. I can't wait either.
Yeah.
It's great weather for the M3.
It is. It has new
Very
tires, and it doesn't spin anymore, which Joe's sad about.
That's so weird.
But it actually
What's up, Nate?
is real fast now. So yeah, I've been driving that car, and then the truck. I've decided. I'm pretty sure I'm going to sell it, so I went ahead and posted it today
Thank God.
because I'm going to hire out the hauling of my giant trailer that's 53 feet long.
I'm tired of changing tires
Yeah,
on the trailer.
I was doing the math on the truck payment versus the shipping, and it wasn't making sense for me to have the truck. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and sell this truck.
Plus, it's not very fun to drive the truck.
It's huge.
It's-
Oh, Derek fixed the tune on the M3.
Oh,
Oh, on his 335. I'm ready. Yeah, we have to get that one on video.
Okay.
So yeah, the truck's probably going to get sold, and I haven't decided if I'm just not going to have, because I've got enough cars. I don't really need another car. But I was thinking like Model 3 Performance, or
you don't want the Mach-E?
no, not the Mach-E, which is funny because I did sell a townhouse, and the guy that bought it was a Ford engineer, of all things. So he knew about the Mach-E,
Oh, I'm sure.
and he said he was indifferent about it at this point in time.
I think I am too.
It's
I know
interesting.
I know it's not Y2K, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
everybody's talking about it right now.
Of course they are.
It just looks like a Tesla.
Yeah, I think the main downfall of these electric cars is they all kind of look the same, and that's, if you want us Y2K people to like your new cars, they have to have a little bit of quirk and style.
But what's cool about
Something-
electric cars that nobody's doing is because it doesn't use a traditional drivetrain.
you can do whatever you
can make
want.
it look like
I
a
know.
freaking spaceship.
And I don't know if it's because like the pedestrian stuff or like all the different safety stuff, but it's a little bit weird.
Yeah, Robert, it is kind of
a
a
bastard.
disgrace to the Mach 1.
Yeah, it's like calling the Macan a 911. It's kind of interesting, I would say.
But all those concept cars from the 90s and stuff, you could actually make them look like that now.
I know.
Because it doesn't matter. It's just batteries and motors.
The best looking electric car is an i8, hands down, and they didn't change anything from the concept really to that car.
I agree with that. I'm trying to think of any other ones.
So like Tesla Roadster probably will be eventually when it actually gets made. That will probably be a good car, like looking and everything. So
I wonder.
like attainable cars,
Yeah.
not $2 million
Yeah.
Rimac. We're not talking about that.
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. I agree with you. i8's definitely the.
And then I was looking, of course, as I do, about the i8 versus the Tesla, and they're about the same price.
So it's time for another i8.
CPO i8 or new Model 3.
That's an easy decision.
But the Tesla's way faster.
But
But-
the doors go up on the i8.
i8 is just cooler. It's like a DeLorean that works.
You want to feel
That's the
like
best.
Batman? Or do you want to feel like
Yeah.
the Jetsons.
I mean, I had one and I loved it, and then I sold it and I was sad. So, so yeah, I don't know. I might not have a car for a so-called daily driver for a few months.
Yeah, just don't buy anything.
Yeah, I might just kind of hang out. Might just go to Tahiti.
Robert, that's debatable. There's no real evidence suggesting what causes those issues.
Doesn't gasoline have fire problems too?
Yeah.
I ain't giving birth to a Porsche. I
That's
agree
true.
with that. But it doesn't bother me enough to not buy the
it's like-
car. And they're like literally 60 grand, guys. 60 grand.
It's so cheap for such a good car.
That is probably the coolest $60,000 car you can buy. Honestly, like that's newer and has a warranty because you can get a CPO one for like what 65. So
I would say that or V8 R8, but we talked about that last week.
yeah, but I want something that gets like good gas mileage. What's up, Anthony?
Hey, what's up, man?
Anthony sent me the Need for Speed original trailer today, and I posted it on Instagram of the Diablo.
I should have put that game in.
Yeah, way to rub in that mine doesn't work.
Oh, look, it's the Squire.
Oh, Cody called me and then commented.
Of course.
He wanted to call me on the podcast. That's exactly what he wanted to do.
He wanted recognition. You got the recognition. No one wants to hear your voice.
I already shared your Mustang for sale on all my pages, so you're welcome.
If anybody wants to buy like a 2011
12
California Special,
Mm-hmm.
no, Elliot, not the Evora.
I don't want a glorified Camry.
Granted, didn't that new Evora like GT?
That's actually pretty good.
That one's supposedly a good car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Matt
Squire
Perry seems to
threw me
like
off.
it.
Oh,
We were talking about the
we should play Need for Speed one night.
Yeah, we should actually stream that probably.
Yeah, we will absolutely stream that.
And that made me real sad.
Speaking of Need for Speed, the new Need for Speed game came out this week.
Yeah, we got to play Heat.
If you own a PS4, one of our loyal viewers, Nate, has created a Y2K crew on there that has to consist of 90s cars.
Nate Harper?
Yeah.
He created a Y2K car crew?
Yeah, he's the one that sent the picture of the logo on the side of the
Oh,
180SX.
man. I'm going to wait, they got Diablos on Heat?
I don't know. I haven't played it yet.
Well, if not, then I'll have to go something similar. What about a Vector? Can we talk about Vectors? Can we talk about the Radwood picture we saw of the dude that just had a Vector?
It was sitting next to a 350Z.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. Vector.
I want a Vector so bad.
You remember we went to Radwood, LA and saw a Vector?
The best part about that was everybody's looking at this EB110 in LA, and we're like drooling over a Vector.
Have Diablo. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, perfect, Nate. Close to unlocking it. So that's Nate. That's his Twitch name.
Hatsuma.
So we finally got the Twitch stream working again.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys are listening or watching us, when you watch us live, Twitch is probably the best place to do so. You'll get live notifications and you can interact a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's like a video game thing, but there's a lot of car people on there.
But we are pioneers.
We are pioneer pilgrims.
Pilgrims were pioneers, so
Yeah, sure.
I guess, right?
Kinda,
like the first
kinda.
people to
They
come to
did
America.
something.
Yeah. Anyways, so dope, Diablo. So yeah, Heat we're playing. Like I want to play that. I haven't wanted to play a video game in a long, long time until I saw that.
You know what? So Nate, I know I was gonna get the Xbox version. We're gonna get a little nerdy for a second. However, since Nate created the crew on the PS4 version, I'm gonna get that. And you know what I have for the PS4 is 2 steering wheel setups.
Logitech G27.
I have a Logitech G27, and then I have a Thrustmaster like full-on setup.
Amazing.
So maybe we'll just get a couple of those.
Yeah.
And you'll see us look like morons driving around in Need for Speed Heat.
How long has like anyone come out with a new Logitech? Or has it been stuck?
Dude, you are way behind.
So me and Evan played one in 2008. Was that a 25? Or
that would have been a
27?
25 or a 27.
And now what is it?
So as far as Logitech goes, you can go like G920 or G29.
Uh-huh.
However, there are other...
Most overrated Y2K. Oh, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. That's a great question. But now there's companies like Fanatec and Thrustmaster, and they're building these setups that have like independent force feedback hubs.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's gone far beyond anything you could have imagined with a Logitech setup.
God.
Like you could spend thousands and thousands of dollars.
That sounds pretty awesome.
We're gonna do it.
We need to do it. I mean, you have a arcade now, so
That's true.
355 challenge. Can't believe I somewhat passed up on that because you wanted to store
I
it.
told you.
Free
told you.
F355 challenge, people.
The 3-screen
Free.
one.
Free. And it's the one we grew up playing at the bowling alley.
The actual machine.
Yeah.
Cody, to answer your question, we're probably going to all get it on PS4 just because the crew's already there.
Dope.
All right.
I'm going to let you start off because you seem like you really want to answer this overrated question.
I can think of a lot.
Well, weren't we just kind of talking about this on the last one? Like
Yeah,
prices.
And now I'm like, this is a tough question to answer. I think of a lot. E30.
M3 or just E30?
M3.
Yeah.
I think there's caveats to all of these answers, though. I like the E30. I really do. It's overrated and overpriced. Let's see. 2009. 997. Trash.
Joe doesn't like the one that fixed the headlights?
993s. I like them, but
they look good.
Too overdone.
But expensive.
Any Audi?
Literally any Audi?
Pretty much.
TT? Not overrated.
TT.
Underrated.
TT I'll go with.
Yeah. Well, it's underrated.
Mark IV Jettas. I'm just going to name every car I've ever owned.
Oh, my. He's saying overrated cars, Joe.
Yeah, I know.
Tigers? Okay.
The 997 is...
I've driven one many times.
It's fine.
It's okay.
It's fine.
996 is more fun.
Mark IV Supra.
That could be actually considered overrated for sure.
Overrated or overpriced?
Yeah, I think that's probably more the best way to interpret this.
I think that Mark IV Supra lives up to the hype. The aftermarket's there. However, not every Mark IV Supra is worth $100,000.
No.
Even though that they're all selling for 60 plus, even for N8s.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good car.
Kind of dumb.
It's because it was a Halo car in Fast and Furious. Trying to think of like anything that people post.
You're giving me time to think, so this is...
I'm trying to be kind.
You have to be kind.
Acura Integras, I don't think they're actually overrated. I think we're going through a period where it's underrated.
Cody wants us to give away the truck. Absolutely not. I'm not the Strad man, Cody.
Early 2000 Lamborghinis.
Like Mercies? Okay.
It's got to be a manual Mercy in like a good color.
Yeah.
For it to be good. Like Alex's Mercy, I know his is not manual, right?
No, it's E-Gear, yeah.
But that's a good car.
But he got it. You know, Alex, he always gets a deal. So he was like, I didn't want an automatic, but
exactly.
It was too good of a deal. So
Nate's quoting me, and he says, "I only collect horrible things."
Correct.
That's true. I do. R34. R32s.
Yeah.
I think are overrated. What about Toyota MR2s? SW20s. Highly underrated.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MRS also highly underrated. NSX overrated. That was for you, Quang. Trying to think of like.
There's a couple things coming to mind for me that I just think are getting out of control.
Well, what are they?
Well, that's basically any 90s air-cooled 911.
Yes.
And
just LS swap.
I'm going to say that I think the E46 is overrated.
Right
M3.
now? Yeah, right now, it's, I don't get it. I don't understand. Yeah. The Mercy sounds amazing. I was mainly referring to Gallardo's.
Oh, Gallardo. Yeah, I'm kind of like, Gallardo's getting a little bit back to me a little bit now.
The 6-speed, sure.
Yeah.
Blake and I had the pleasure of driving an E-Gear convertible Gallardo.
Oh, that was bad. Yeah.
It was, after about 5 minutes, we're like, it's done. So I actually own an E46. It's not an M3. However, the problem with E46 M3s, I don't know where the hype recently came from. Like it was overnight.
I think my issue with the E46, I know there's people who only want an inline 6.
Yeah.
But and I'm biased, but I think the E92 M3 and the E90 are far more important cars because it's the only V8 they ever put in that car.
I'll agree with that.
And it was actually lighter engine than the inline six.
Sure.
By like, I think maybe 40, 50 pounds. Revved higher than the E46 and sounds about 1,000 times better. And way faster.
I'll agree with most of that.
I don't know if it looks like, to me, the looks, you know, I think the E92 does look better, but I think the E46 is really, really good. Because I remember the E46, but I just don't see, like, I mean, literally one sold for $80,000. I just don't see that.
It doesn't make sense.
I bought my car a long time ago, Anthony. So
yeah, before all that. I think that the motor that was in the E46 M3, that was the S52.
Wait, S54.
S54,
mm-hmm.
yeah. Other one was E46.
A lot of maintenance problems with those ones too.
I think that's a really good V6 or inline six.
Yeah, it is.
I think that is really solid. The platform's good.
Yeah.
Those cars, E46s in general, handle really well. It's a good driver's car. The problem with the E46 M3 is that, like I said, overnight there's like this hype behind it.
Yeah.
And we're just seeing the prices go insane.
It's crazy.
We test drove one a few years ago that was like 12 grand or 13,000.
There's just nothing about that car that I think it's like a really clean one should be like 40 to 50. Like if like the perfect one. I just don't see why it's that
with
much.
no miles on it.
Yeah.
Like that.
I don't want to spend as it needs to get.
I don't want to spend more in subframes on a car that like costs 80 grand.
You also have to do a valve adjustment every 30,000 miles.
No, it's a Vanos adjustment.
Oh, they said it was valves.
Pretty sure it's Vanos. I could be
I think
wrong.
it's valve. Yeah. Which is part of Vanos.
But you could do that yourself. That's easy.
I think they're really good cars. I just don't think it's that much money. If I was going to do one, I would want one with some miles on it, and then I would want like the horsepower freaks car that's fast. Like, that's what I would want.
Well, you wouldn't want a horsepower freaks car. For those that don't know, horsepower freaks was a tuning company.
The white one is at Arvets. That's the one I want.
Well, that's a really good one.
We'll get to you, Cody. Hang in there.
We're not getting to you, Cody. Horsepower freaks had special. They were turbo M3s.
Yeah.
That were crazy. A lot of them were super wide body, like nuts.
700-800 to the wheels.
They had a deal with AEM though.
Mm-hmm.
And like, see, I was right. It was 2011.
Yeah.
The AEM ECUs were locked specifically for horsepower freaks.
Oh yeah, you can never do it again.
So you can't retune them.
Yeah.
E39 all day.
Yeah, I'm going E39 on that one, Anthony. E60 is ugly, I think.
You know those like candies at Easter time, the Peeps, like the marshmallow birds?
Yeah.
That's what an E60 reminds me of.
Yeah. Well, I think here's what I think would be cool: an E39 with the E60 engine, because then it's like the best looking car with the best engine.
What was the one in Georgia? Was it Bobby's?
Yeah, the manual.
Yeah, that car was cool.
It was cool.
I don't like the way it looks though.
Doesn't look. Interior is pretty bad on those.
The E39 though, there's something about that. Like you look at it, and you're like, okay, this.
You know, I went to buy one. Well, to look at one that was kind of rough, but it drove amazing. Like, it was a really good car.
E60 or E39?
E39. Mm-hmm. Good car. Those are what, like 30? See, that's a reasonably priced car. That car is like a good one. That's about right.
30 right now?
Like 30 to 40-ish, I think.
Holy
I mean,
crap.
but you can get like a whatever one for like low 20s, I think.
Yeah. I'm all about the whatever cars.
Yeah. I think underrated. Because, you know, you can't ask overrated and then not go underrated.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to say 348 Ferraris are going to have some increase going on. And, like, all the shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that word.
It's too late now.
Mondials, all that. I think it's going to go somewhere. Because it has to. Because all the other ones are too expensive.
I agree with that.
So I think if you want to get into a car that's kind of cheap, that's cool, and not too like ridiculous, Mondial, something like that, or 348.
348 is kind of like the cheaper Testarossa.
996 everything, although the turbos are starting to get expensive.
We're just gonna see that,
but
everything's gonna rise with it.
Yep. I've kind of thought about maybe what the Prowler's gonna do.
Okay. Here's the problem.
It's not a good car.
We've been talking about this for a little bit now. The problem with the Prowler now is I saw one that got Hellcat swapped.
Yeah.
And now that video is going viral.
Yeah.
So I think any chance at a cheap Prowler is over.
I don't know if it's over. Unless they all buy them to swap them, I guess.
Yeah, I mean.
But, like, that was kind of a crazy car to think about them actually making, because they probably didn't sell a lot. Anthony, I love Mercedes SL. I had the S600. I think that's one of the, like, classiest looking cars ever.
I love the SL 500. That's a cool car.
I really like the old school, like, Rentec ones that were. Yeah, okay. Yes. Original RT10 Dodge Viper. Highly underrated. For sure.
People think they're ugly.
They're not. That's the best looking one.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying. I think the consensus is that they're ugly.
You can get the best Dodge Viper possible for like under 30 grand.
Not
RT10.
bad. Not bad.
It's great. And the
Not
coupes
bad.
are like 45. Blue with white stripes all day.
That's not bad either.
Yeah.
Viper, I could see that. I think the second gen Vipers are going to kind of tank for a while.
I like the first gen.
I saw somebody mention that they owned an MRS. I think it was Justin in the
comments.
comments.
He said he preferred the SW20 motor, I think.
I think the MRS is actually a super underrated car. Everybody's buying S2000s, which I get it. I do. S2000 is a fantastic vehicle.
It is.
And you can scoop those up relatively cheap if you're into higher mileage cars and whatnot. But I think the MRS, like, everybody says that, like, Miata's always the answer. Go buy an MRS. It's mid-engine. It's rear-wheel drive.
Yes. Well, I mean, from an engineer standpoint, it's a better car.
It is a better
mid-engine. MRSs are cool, especially when you do a little work to them.
Absolutely. Throw a 2ZZ in there with a Matrix supercharger.
They had a real sequential 4-speed in them at one point as an option. Which is probably the worst transmission you could ever put in that car. But they did have it. They did have it.
You know, there's one for sale in Fort Walton. I see it like every day.
There's
a
like
black one.
3 of them for sale on Facebook.
I kind of want to go snag one.
Yeah.
Maybe after we open the bar. We'll see.
Yeah.
I want to build a yellow one with the Veilside kit, just like RJ DeVera did.
Yeah.
Robert, SVT Cobra R, those are stupid expensive.
They're cool.
That was the most expensive Mustang at the time when it came out. It was $55,000.
I want to know what Shelby Series 1s cost because I know you like that car, and I just don't even know what they cost.
They were all over the place. I think I saw one.
It has to be like 100.
I want to say the cheapest one I found was like 70-something, and the most expensive one was like 150.
Yeah.
But
that's a really cool car.
Shelby Series 1, but it's got to be the supercharged one.
Was it just a 5.0?
I think so. It was either a 5.0 or a 4.6.
Yeah, I played that on a game, and I can't remember what game it was now.
Because that came out in, what, 99?
Yeah.
98, something like that.
Wait, Justin Elliott had an SVT Cobra R?
No, he had a MRS.
Oh, MRS, okay. Yeah.
I was trying to snag it from him, but then I decided to open a business.
Yeah. Any more underrated cars I can think of? Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of covers a lot of it. I do think 512 TRs, they've kind of dropped a little bit.
I know.
And that, like 130, that's a lot of car for, that's a really good car. 550s, Maranellos, are like
that car
100.
That's a great car.
That is an amazing car. True 200-mile-an-hour car, like gentleman's Ferrari.
I think people don't like the way it looks.
I love the way it looks.
Me too.
This is in Bad Boys.
It's a Vincent Chase car.
Oh, I was gonna tell you. Did I send you the link that the place I bought Lamborghini from has a 575?
Yeah.
That is the one that Vincent Chase drove. His Super America. That's a good car.
I mean, it was during Vincent Chase's dark period in Entourage when he was dating Sasha Grey.
Yeah.
However, that car is
underrated.
Oh my God.
Okay. I could also say I think R8 V8 manual underrated.
Yeah.
And I think V10 R8 manual probably still a little bit underrated. The Gallardos are starting to go. The stick Gallardos are starting to go. If anyone's looking for a manual Mercy, that local guy is selling his now.
Yeah.
For $179. But it's not an LP, which is like that's what you want. You want the LP, if you can afford it.
It's a cool looking car.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Not really my style, but
no, I like the original paint job, which I'm sure you can get it back to because it's wrapped.
No, I just want a freaking 348.
Yeah, 348. 355s are already gone too.
355s are toast.
And then like 328s and 308s went, but the 348 didn't.
I didn't understand that. Oh,
yeah,
Yalpas. I know it's not.
Oh, okay. That's not really our genre.
I know, but while we're on the subject,
but something needs to be said about the Lamborghini Yalpa. They're like 65 grand. They only made 400 Yalpas.
So stupid.
401.
So stupid.
It's a V8. and it's awesome. And it was in Rocky 4. Everyone go watch Rocky 4 right now where he drives to the tunnel. Yalpa.
He ended the Cold War.
He had a Countach, but he drove the Yalpa. So
Of course he did.
Okay, so we've kind of got that part done with what we have opinions on. Is there any other comments? Oh, Cody's asking about his Mustang. The slave cylinder went out, but the only way to get the slave cylinder out is to take transmission out. Apparently in the Coyote year range that he's got an 11 Mustang California 5.
Cody, my advice to you is to call John Sadler.
Yep, call him up.
He's probably replaced it when he had Sally.
Well, John lives in Cape Canaveral now, so he's not far from
Oh,
Tallahassee.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yalpa is comfy low-key.
Yalpa is dope. You'll be the only one at the car show with a Yalpa. You'll be the only one. The only one. So,
I just thought about a really underrated car.
Ford versus Ferrari review. Joe hasn't seen it.
I have not.
I think it was excellent. I don't know if they could have done it any better than how they did it. And I didn't have a chance to go back and do any fact checking to see if like everything lined up, so I can't say much about that. The ending was a little frustrating for a couple reasons. I don't want to say why. And then but not because it wasn't true, just it was kind of sad. And then I'm trying to think. So yeah, that was a good show, Robert. I walked out and all the Lamborghini club was parked on the sidewalk.
I saw Robert post about it in the Why2k group. It was a good review.
Yeah.
He said it was a good movie as well. I'll probably check it out at some point. I just don't have time.
I watch Rush about once every couple months, so hopefully it's going to be something like that. Yeah, Christian Bale knocked it out of the park. Of course, he's the best Batman, too. You like Michael Keaton maybe better. Yeah, who was the best Y2K Batman? Okay. Christian Bale or Michael Keaton?
Or George Clooney or Val Kilmer.
Are we clones? I don't know.
I mean, maybe we are.
Yeah, maybe.
If we were, would we know?
We wouldn't.
Brain power.
I'd also like to draw attention to my Griswold family Christmas tree sweater. Amazing.
I think Keaton was the best Batman with... Hello, Rune.
Hi, Rune. Do we know Rune yet? Or is he new?
I don't know.
Okay.
Keaton's probably the best in my opinion just because of nostalgia. However, as far as overall continuity of movies go, I think the
Dark Knight series was dope.
Yeah, it was really good. And it hit at a good time. Well, it did not.
And they had good technology for the like cinematography and stuff.
It did not hit a good
We're in Florida
time
too.
for like comic book movies, but it hit for a good time for like me watching that. And I was like, man, this is awesome.
I was in college.
Yeah, it was.
And when I saw the Tumblr, pretty much lost control. Oh yeah, Val Kilmer was good.
He was good as Bruce Wayne, but not a good Batman.
Val Kilmer was also in the movie The Saint, which starred the Volvo C70.
That also featured
Elizabeth Shue.
an HP Jordana pocket computer
It
that
did?
I thought was like or maybe it was a Nokia pocket computer.
It was all about cold fusion. That's the only thing I remember.
Yeah, exactly.
Cold fusion. My brother thought Elizabeth Shue was quite attractive at the time.
I mean, he wasn't wrong. Who was better, Joker, Nicholas? Wait, Jack Nicholson or Heath Ledger? Jack
I don't
Nicholson.
really remember Jack Nicholson being the Joker that much because I mean, it was a long time ago.
Oh my god, that was one of the first movies I ever saw in theaters.
Was Keaton the one that had the Seal soundtrack?
No, that was George Clooney.
Really?
George Clooney or Val Kilmer? Yeah.
The Seal soundtrack was dope on that.
No, he had one good song on it.
Joe, "Kissed by a Rose." That's amazing. Remember we played it in the truck?
Yes, of course. It's a great song.
It's an amazing
But
song.
the movie was mediocre at best.
Is that also the movie that transcended with all the McDonald's cups and paraphernalia?
Yes, because that would have been Batman Forever.
Who here remembers getting McDonald's like trinkets from Batman and all kinds of movies like that? And like they had like the Flintstones and Jurassic Park and all that.
I think Flintstones was Burger King.
Was it Burger King? I've got all the cups still.
All that stuff's so awesome.
Hey, take my advice, fast food chains. Go back to giving trinkets away to kids, okay?
They still do. It's called a Happy Meal.
Yeah, but like they give you an actual glass mug, you know?
That's true.
Like real deal. And you keep it forever, and I'm eat Big Macs forever now. I often joke that even if I won the lottery, I would still be eating Big Macs.
Yeah, because why not? I'd be eating lunch at the Ivy every day.
The Ivy, yes.
The Ivy.
Oh, Anthony lives in L.A. He probably knows about the Ivy.
Oh, the Ivy is my favorite place.
Joe had the lobster fettuccine.
I did. It
Or
was
the
breathtaking.
I had lobster pizza.
He had a penguin car from Batman Returns. Awesome.
We were also going to, excuse me, talk about some forgotten tuning shops from Japan.
Cody,
Popeye's chicken sandwich or Chick-fil-A?
hands down, Popeyes.
I'm going to say I'm still a Chick-fil-A guy.
For consistency. But if you had...
The Chick-fil-A sandwich is the Porsche 911 of sandwiches.
Yeah, it's the Starbucks of sandwiches.
Yeah.
No, it's more like the Ford Taurus of sandwiches.
It's not the Ford Taurus.
It's the I gave up on life. I'm a CPA.
CPAs eat Chick-fil-A?
Absolutely.
Why?
I don't know.
I had a Saab 9.3 in college, and my dad told me it was the CPA car.
Don't ever admit that live on the air.
I did.
Ever again.
You know, it was really bad because it was part of the GM ownership period of Saab, where they like renamed the Trailblazer or Saab whatever. And it was bad because it had a Chevy Cobalt shift knob, and the glue went bad after like a few months. This is a brand new car, and it would just pop off in your hand. You have to like super glue it back down, just pop off again.
Yeah. I just thought about something.
Horrible.
What was the last year of the Cobalt where they had the turbos?
Like 06? Those were fast.
That might be an underrated car.
Oh, Dodge SRT4, underrated.
Yeah, I put the Cobalt in the same thing.
Yep.
Like those two cars, like I know that people are not, for whatever reason, that culture is more drawn towards imports.
Yeah.
However, both of those
SRT4.
cars are fast.
T4 is fast. We already had one. It's real fast. And like the ACR one, that's probably going to be, and like with factory Mopar.
Oh,
upgrades,
I forgot they did the Mopar stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be fast, dude. Oh, not fast. It's
That's
going to be
expensive.
It's going to be like worth some money.
Well, didn't an SRT4 sell and bring a trailer for like 60 or something? Or 40?
Yeah, that one guy with the
Three
account.
pedal collector?
Yeah, you said Free Pedal Collective. You want to see someone buy all kinds of Y2K approved vehicles.
That guy is killing it.
The weird ones.
He had a 959, didn't he, for a little while? And then he sold it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he did.
Cody, favorite muscle car? From the 90s and 2000s? I mean, if it's that, it's probably Viper for me. If we're going to talk about, like, from that period.
Realistically, Terminator. 04.
Oh, yeah.
In Mystic Chrome.
I would say a WS6 Trans Am with the vented hood.
Oh.
Pretty good. Pretty good, I would have to say. Or like a Saline S281, like a white on white. That would be pretty dope.
C5 Z06 is up there for me, too.
Oh, yeah, I just thought of another one. C4 ZR1. That's
Do you
a good one.
remember when, I think it was Motor Trend reviewed the Lagenfelter Twin Turbo Z06? And they're like, this is the fastest car we've ever
Is
driven.
that like the purple one that came to the half mile that one time in Chicago? We're like, I can't believe the book fair car.
It was
actually
something
racing.
like that. It was a C5 Twin Turbo Lagenfelter Vet.
Yeah.
And
Purple.
I think it made like 1,200 horsepower.
Oh, this is C5. This was C4, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. If anyone remembers the purple Langenfelter, or no, Callaway.
It was Callaway. That's what it was.
Purple Callaway C4 raced at our half mile event like 2013.
We
That's
also
incredible.
had a Lamborghini Diablo
We
VT
did.
6.0.
We did. When they were like probably under 200,000.
Could you imagine?
Now let's, yeah, it'd be 300 grand for one of those. Can we talk about the VT 6.0? Because it has 300ZX headlights, and it's starting to grow on me, though.
Wasn't there another car that had 300ZX headlights?
Can't remember.
Was that just like the Village Bicycle of headlight?
Maybe.
Huh.
Most reliable part of a Lamborghini Diablo are the Nissan headlights, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, it makes no sense.
That's supposedly the most reliable one, but it also has the most componentry to go wrong. So I'm not sure if I buy.
I want the least amount of
If I
electronics
buy that
possible.
statement. That's why I got the first gen. It just looks better too.
Plus rear-wheel drive.
Yeah. Oh, I could say the Lamborghini Diablo is a very underrated vehicle. Okay, right now because it's like half the price of a.
For those of you
Countach.
watching, you just saw my reaction.
Half the price of a Countach, people.
Yeah,
Half the
pop-ups
price.
are the way to go.
Yeah. Best part about my birthday weekend, the fact that nobody had really seen Back to the Future, so I got to watch it like not you did, but a lot of people didn't.
Who in that room did not?
Yeah, Evan, Sam, like a lot of people. Jameson,
What?
None of them have ever seen it. So it was like watching it for the first time.
Even Dylan had seen Back to the Future.
Yeah, it was good. People were laughing. They're like, wow, it's a really good movie. I was like, duh.
Well, who doesn't want to laugh at Michael J.
Steven
Fox
Spielberg.
making out with his mom?
Yeah. And she's a drinker. And she likes Calvin Klein.
Yeah, exactly, Cody.
So anyways, Japanese tuning shops.
Top secret.
Top secret.
June.
Good one.
Um,
DeLorean and Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Right. No Diablo,
Diablo.
unfortunately.
it's Rooney.
Rooney. Okay, Rooney. Sorry.
So yeah, there was always cars that were coming from these shops in Japan, and it was very recognizable because it was like Top Secret would do their thing with R34s. June, it was always the gold Mark IV Supra, something along those lines.
Was that June? Yep, that was June.
Yeah, Cody, I don't know. She's a lot
They
younger
also
than
liked
me.
yellow. Like all the June Hondas and stuff were all yellow, right? And the Supras.
The spoons were.
No, June was yellow and green too. Yep.
Was it?
Right, I think Top Secret was gold. Smoky Nagata's
No,
V12
hold on.
Supra.
To the interwebs.
Yes, we have to make sure we're correct, Joe. Yellow.
Ah,
I'm
okay.
right.
That was what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Yep.
And
then Top
I
Secret.
think you're right. Yeah.
Remember there was a local lady that had a NA wide body authentic. Was it TRD or Top Secret Supra? I think it was TRD.
I think it was TRD. I need Quang for that one because he would remember.
Tommy Kyra, oh my god, it was incredible.
You owned an 850.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a cool car.
Disappointed about performance? Yeah, probably. They do look good.
Tommy KR built some great stuff. I mainly remember Evos for that.
The V12 Smoky Nagata Supra was ridiculous.
I was wrong. I admit
Yeah?
defeat.
Look at that thing.
That's awesome.
Almost looks like a C7 now on the front with the headlights. That
What
way.
about? Oh, we're gonna do something real quick.
You're gonna have to put this on the screen, Joe.
This one we have to put on the screen.
We do.
Because this is the coolest car.
Now, did the doors go up on this?
I think it did.
Yeah.
I know it did on one of them.
I want to leave this as a surprise. So
I would say, honestly, and
it's probably my
this
favorite
is-
one.
I don't know if this is my favorite one, but to me, when I was a kid, this may have been the most like iconic, like, what is this thing car?
Yeah.
I
I hear producers coming.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull this in.
Delivery. No delivery?
Oh my god.
Any delivery?
Yep, hot cocoa.
Any delivery? Oh my god, you're going on screen?
Hot cocoa. Hot cocoa, guys.
Oh my god.
What is going on?
I think they've been drinking.
Oh
No.
boy.
We have not. It's not yet. My taste buds are so
Ladies
messed up
and-
right now
oh.
that I literally made 2 batches of hot cocoa because I'm still numb.
Mm.
Yeah, it's hot. Cocoa.
I mean,
Well, it
it's
should
hot.
be hot, right?
And it's cocoa.
Is it really hot?
It's really hot. It's pretty hot.
Thank you,
Just
producers.
undo the,
Undo it.
Yeah.
Bye. Those are our beautiful wives. The Vanna
There's
Whites.
an AB Flux Supra over my face.
Look, you look better as a Supra.
Everybody looks better as a Supra. So this car
3-spoke wheels.
was like the thing. I don't even. Oh god, it's so good. So good.
That is hot, ladies and gentlemen. This is hot chocolate.
I mean, look at this thing. It doesn't even look like a Supra.
It doesn't.
It looks
It's
like
incredible.
an FTO.
It just looks good. It looks like a Japanese Testarossa.
I want this car.
Yeah, and the doors were scissor doors, by the way. And it was really, really fast, I'm sure. Extremely fast.
Just realized my cup says 0 Fox given.
The Euro Fox given.
It's fantastic. AB Flug, always building
Yeah.
wild stuff. They were kind of like the Liberty Walk of the day, I would say.
Yeah, they were.
How dare you, Robert, say it looks like a Fiat.
Which Fiat?
None of them.
The 500? Just kidding. There probably is maybe a Fiat, I guess.
I mean, there was also Veilside, which was always doing crazy stuff.
Veilside Fortune Supra.
The coolest thing about them was that they had pretty much a website before almost anybody that I could think of
Yeah.
that featured a photo of every single body kit they made on a car.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just a picture of
It was
like
a
the
real
bumper.
picture.
It was like, hey, we put this on this car.
Type in Veilside Fortune Supra.
Oh
We might have to actually just put the screen up at this point.
I know.
But it might take a while to do it. We don't have it set up like we did last time. Oh, yes. Oh, that's the one. Now, are those the Racing Heart wheels or Veilside wheels on this vehicle, Joe?
Those look like Racing Heart.
C7 or C5?
Those would be a C5 because they're C5s. They're
Yeah,
5 spoke.
spoke. We got to show this one.
Wheel manufacturers back in the day
Knew
made
it.
it really easy, so
Yeah,
you could be
they
like,
did.
"Oh, that's that wheel."
The name was the name. The spokes. Oh, are we actually gonna? What are we doing here? Are we gonna show the picture or the browser?
We're showing the picture.
Picture. Okay.
Maybe I thought we were.
Another incredible
Had the wrong
vehicle is
button.
the Veilside wide body RX-7 from Tokyo Drift.
That car was like a whole different car, and
It wasn't even RX-7 anymore.
yeah, that
There it is. All right. Before we move on to the RX-7, look at that. That is a good looking car.
I
people.
mean,
Look at the wheels.
back in the day, this was absurd.
That would, if Cars and Coffee existed at this time, it would be game over when you pulled up with that car. Look at
What
it.
is this thing? It doesn't make sense.
That is
It's
so
got,
good.
like TVR headlights.
I love that car. Look at the weird. Remember, I used to like deep dish is like one of my favorite things.
Yeah, dish is where it's at. Concave kind of
It's
took
a
over.
good looking car. It's still Supra enough, but not.
Can you imagine this thing like kicking the rear end out?
Gosh dang it! I'd love to
The
drive that.
seats look dope.
I need that car. Should have looked it up.
Hey, sell your truck. You can buy a Mark IV Supra.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, you can't because
They're worth more than my truck.
Remember that time you almost bought a right-hand drive wide body?
I did. Ooh,
Mark
we
IV
should
Supra?
find a picture of that. Type in Titan Motorsports green wide body Supra.
I almost don't want to because
we're
I
doing
wanted to punch you when you didn't buy this car.
I almost bought this car, but I went for a ride in it, and it was honestly a little bit terrifying. Not gonna lie. There it is.
Why are we doing this right now? I'm very angry.
Oh, that's the one.
That's a good picture. I like that picture.
That's kind of small.
Fine.
Oh, wow. I messed up.
I'm trying to find a good picture here.
Who bought that car?
Somebody got a steal.
It needed a little bit of interior finishing, but that was about it. That was it.
I would have rather.
We need to
Dang
call.
it.
We need to call Nero at Titan and ask him where this thing went. If the owner of Titan Motorsports, Nero Dewala, is watching this podcast, please tell me where this car went.
I'm trying to get the picture. Google's being kind of stupid.
Bear with us momentarily. Momentarily. Is the seatbelt light on or off at this point on the airplane, Joe?
The seatbelt light is always off.
Is Wi-Fi enabled? Oh my gosh.
There we go.
Joe's very upset with me right now.
We might witness assault on air. We won't name any numbers, but if you guys heard
The price.
the price on this,
That was a good price. Oh,
Gotta shrink her
whoa. That's
down.
uh-oh.
gotta shrink her down.
Oh.
That's a Joe
This is
resolution
Joe.
photo. We're just gonna keep
Maybe
shrinking.
after the... Oh, what in the...
What do you guys think about that? Right-hand drive. I don't know what kind of power is making it sounded fast.
AKA no traction at any gear. Fast.
This thing
The Green Goblin is what we call.
was incredible. So we're on the way to GTR World Cup,
Yeah, and I was like, Joe, I think I might buy a Supra.
and we were like, let's stop by Titan.
Remember the silver one they had that was like as wide as the lane?
Oh, that one was ridiculous.
It looked like Hulk Hogan himself had built this car. Like
What's
it was
funny
crazy.
is this actually falls into what we were talking about, Titan Motorsports.
I'd drive it
So this thing was right-hand drive. It had a fully custom metal wide body kit.
with roll cage in green.
It was, I mean,
Oh man,
how do you feel now? How do you feel now?
I feel like I missed the boat. We were gonna drive it to World Cup.
Imagine taking a Supra to GTR World Cup.
Well, it would have been the smartest thing we've ever done.
Yeah, instead we didn't.
Yeah, we took the X5. Dang it. Well, just right. That was a good car. Looks even better now.
Of course it does. Grass is always greener, right?
Literally. We could have called it Ben Franklin because it's the color of money.
I'm tired of looking at this. We can't look at that car anymore.
Yeah.
Car never existed.
Okay.
It's nobody's car.
So Titan was obviously a legendary tuner shop, and they're still in business.
Titan was building probably the
Building
fastest
world's
cars.
Yeah.
Other than,
Don't they hold the quarter mile record for Supra, like unlimited, like fastest period?
I think so.
Like 5 seconds?
Who built that 300ZX that did like 260 something or 230 something?
What in the hell? What?
There's a
drag car?
Z32 that one of the Japanese tuning shops modified, and they took it on a top speed run. I can't remember the distance, but it did some absurd.
Sure, this wasn't the June Supra that wrecked at like
I'm
220 miles an hour.
% positive.
Okay. Oh,
We got a hit.
record-setting Nissan 3. That?
Yeah, this.
Okay.
And it just went up for sale. Let me see what
Is
shop
that the
built it.
VG engine?
I believe so.
Wow.
I'll go ahead and save the image real quick so I can show you guys.
This is good. This is very
Save
good.
the image.
260 miles an hour and a 300ZX?
Yeah, so let's see who built it.
I'm a little bit mind blown at this point.
Z32.
Okay. Are you trying to find pictures or facts?
I want to know who built it because it was a shop. It was
Tokyo
June.
Auto Salon. Oh,
June.
it's featured. Oh, it was June. Of course. Oh, that's when it was for sale at
Yeah.
some point in time.
Oh, we could have bought this too.
Amazing.
I'll just pull up the front image.
Oh
This
my
is-
god. Show that to Adam. We have a friend named Adam, and he loves 300s.
He's
and
addicted.
He just sold
he has
the
a
green
problem. He's gonna buy
one.
another.
I think he
one.
wants a Viper again.
He just sold the Viper.
That's Adam.
This car did 262 miles per hour.
I am not a huge fan of Z32s, but that's pretty sweet. Wide body. Okay. Hold on, Rune.
Rooney.
We will get to you momentarily with your statement.
So this thing came. I think I saw that when they sold it, it came with a plaque that's mounted in the car. It said like built by June, 262 miles an hour, verified. Like this car's legit.
And what did it sell for?
I don't want to know.
That was probably cheap.
It was probably too cheap.
If we owned that vehicle, that would be dope.
If we owned that vehicle, we would get in trouble.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
It would be a
now,
bad day.
Now, is it actually running? Is the question.
I'm sure it is.
Okay. So
It's a
Rune
VG.
wants
Rooney.
to know.
It's Rooney.
Rooney. What?
Keep saying
I'm
Rooney.
trying to make
What
it
is
sound
wrong
more
with you?
professional. Rune.
Don't
Like
church it
Monet. I'm kidding. Thinking about wide bodying my CLS 55 AMG. What do Joe and I think?
The answer is always yes.
CLS 55. That's the 4-door like shooting brake looking thing, right?
I think it's like just a long.
Yeah. Well, it's like a rear sloping like Panamera kind of. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would say
it's-
yes to that because I think that would look really cool. Wide body.
I always say yes to wide body.
Haven't you always like wanted a wide body Panamera Turbo
Yes.
as the ultimate photography traveling mobile?
Listen, I have this weird like thought in my head of I either want like what's the Mercedes wagon, the E55
Yeah.
AMG?
Mm-hmm.
I either want that or Panamera Turbo,
Yeah.
just like murdered out, all black,
Yeah.
gold wheels, carry my camera gear in
That's
the back,
right. Yeah.
just riding around. No big deal.
Now, I will say that one of the few losses the X5M has encountered, which I think is actually one, was an E63 AMG wagon. And the guy kind of laughed at us and just, ta-ta. Yeah. We lost.
Mercedes built some good stuff.
C63 AMG of the '08 era, really, really good car.
The tire shredder.
Really good car. Stretches
think,
head bolts, but a good car.
I think Jeremy Clarkson is on record for saying that you'll spend more on that tires for that car per year than you will on
I
fuel
think
or
it's
something like that.
every 3,000 miles if you drive it appropriately.
Yeah, appropriately.
245s and 440 or 50 horsepower.
That's also one of the best sounding cars.
Yes.
I don't know why. I heard somebody describe the sound of any Mercedes that has that 6.3 liter in it as broken.
No,
But I was like,
not broke.
you're insane.
Remember the Black Series CLK 63 from Chicago?
The white one?
Yeah, yeah, but it was a Black Series.
Yes, exactly. That
Incredible.
car was the Mobile
It was so
with
good.
the wrong color. Like,
Giant YS-Tech supercharger.
oh God, the supercharger was so loud on that thing. It was like ear piercing.
Oh, I love that car.
I don't think it was terribly fast.
163.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Remember the CLK Black Series? What did I just say? That was a CLK.
yeah.
There was the Black Series, like, wide body DTM looking thing. What? Hold on, now I gotta know. CLK 55.
Christine, there's never any small talk. It's always car talk.
CLK 55.
Layla, I
AMG
knew that was on
Black.
purpose.
This is it. Yep, this is the one. So this looks like a DTM car.
Oh, yeah. So this is a very unassuming car.
CLK 55 AMG Black.
If you don't know what you're looking at, you'd be like, man, that's like a wide, like good-looking car.
Wide body, yeah.
But it is fast.
Yeah.
We should get wide body kits for
Oh,
our
wait,
Diablos.
he has a Diablo.
Rooney, what kind of Diablo do you have?
I think, yeah, he commented on our Instagram, I think. Yeah. He does.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Rooney, what type of Diablo do you have? We must know. SOK Black with a little V8 was kind of cool.
I
Robert
like
just
that.
brought that up.
I like that, actually.
Oh, he's got a 92, just like mine.
perfect.
How's your water pump? Can I borrow it? If you haven't done it already, do the full LOC exhaust and cat delete. You'll thank me for eternity once it's done.
I was trying to think of another car.
He just changed one. Where did you get your water pump at, Rooney?
Please say eBay. Say like Florida. Say you got one from Destin, Florida.
Because the one I got sucked.
Terrible.
Yeah. We're okay. We were talking about some more Japanese stuff. Any kind of real-time Integra, fantastic. But that's not really a tuning shop.
Yeah.
Toda was dope.
That was like what every Honda owner aspired to own, but it was so expensive at the time.
It was like the Louis Vuitton of Honda
yeah,
parts.
exactly.
Yeah. I remember when I was 16 years old, I had the RSX Type S in Arctic Blue, of course.
Terrible.
And I wanted the Toda all-motor package for my vehicle, which revved to 9,000 and made about 220 to the wheels. And I really wanted that, but I did not get it. So that was kind of sad. But it was supposed to be crazy, like amazing. So I like that. I like that a lot. ARC.
ARC was dope.
Yep. Tomei.
HKS. I mean,
HKS.
Christine mentioned the 240SX, and
Is
all I can-
underrated?
well,
Overrated?
I don't know, but
Just a
all I
car.
can think about now
Okay.
is like parts that would go on a 240, and I'm like, I want HKS
GT Sports.
everything.
GT Sports was good.
Yeah.
Bride is obviously seats. Takata.
Silk Road suspension.
Silk Road.
Jick
Magic, amazing as well.
Oh, absolutely. I saw you change your AC compressor too. You know it's interchangeable with Saab compressor.
I used a Sandon compressor, but I did not know it was interchangeable.
A Saab? I knew
Yeah,
it.
probably a big one.
GM parts. GM parts. What we're going to do is we're going to take the motor out and we're going to put a 2J in it.
Speaking of overrated cars and 240 SXs, what did that one sell for on Bring a Trailer, you think, that had like 3 hours to go that was at 17 grand, just a KA like stock 240?
Can you look it up?
Yeah, I can look it up.
This was an S13. It was... I don't want to insult the car. No stock S13. Normal S13 with the KA.
With American spec. Yeah, this is worth.
Truck engine
It's real
was
bad.
at 17 something when we looked at it on the last show.
I gotta go to results. Hold on.
I'm terrified to know what this car sold for, because if it was anything over $12,000, please tell me it didn't sell. Like, just tell me it didn't sell.
I just saw a Volvo, and I remember the S60R. We already talked about that, but that's a good car.
S60R is up there. Oh,
Polestar.
Saab 93 Viggen.
Viggen, perfect.
Super underrated.
Underrated.
Just so you know, put the part number on Google and you can find a compressor for just over 100.
I paid $800 for mine.
I told you where to get the compressor. I had already looked this up.
20,000, Joe. Sold for 20,000 plus 5%, so that's 21,000. It was a
Don't
93 original owner, 26,000 mile 240 SX manual.
no.
Yeah, 20 grand.
No, just no. Nope. Sorry, I'm out. It's like a $2,000 car.
That's great.
Like, come on.
Rooney, I did figure out that the alternator was $200 because it's just a Bosch alternator. I was smart
that's what
enough
I
to do
looked
that.
up, not the compressor.
Yeah, it's actually off
It's the
Porsche
alternator.
928, one of my most favorite Porsches ever made.
928s are terrible.
I love them. They're great.
It's really one of the best Porsches, in my opinion.
Go watch Risky Business. There's no way you can't. I like movie cars. It's a great car. Mondial, Sin of a Woman.
Do we need to go get a Ford Explorer and wrap it Jurassic Park style?
Yeah, I would love to Jurassic Park everything. I thought about wrapping the. I have a Mitsubishi Delica for those who don't watch the YouTube channel, and I thought about doing some dope wraps with that, like Krispy Kreme or the Postal Service,
Yeah.
or what else was I gonna do? Jurassic Park maybe, but Blockbuster.
I think the Blockbuster
Make it look like a
wrap's the way
giant
to go.
VHS video
Like a
driving
videotape?
down the road, or toaster strudel with the actual toaster strudel off the top of it, like it's coming out of a toaster.
You know what makes me really mad? It shows a complete generational gap in technology. No one says VCR anymore.
No, they don't.
They all say VHS player.
Yeah,
It's a VCR, guys.
yeah. Speaking of Japanese tuner stuff, everything was on DVD or VCR back in those days of time.
Yeah,
Best
Academics. Options Auto Salon sold a lot of the best motoring videos, as well as you can get the sweet like mango air fresheners and stuff.
Mango air.
Straight from Japan.
Amazing.
Great question, Robert. Robert has a Suzuki Equator,
It has a VQ in it?
which is a truck.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
So it's a
as-
Frontier.
Yeah, and it's got a VQ.
Uh-huh.
It's got a VQ 35.
Yeah.
I think that absolutely you should tune that. Because why not?
Yeah.
Tune the world. Tune everything.
Tune everything. I have another question for Rooney, since he has the same car as me. How do you bleed the coolant system on your Diablo?
God.
We're going to settle this for Joe. Because Joe says you have to bleed it, period. Can't just sit it overnight like we were told.
Yeah, like what? Why would you? That
We
doesn't
were-
make sense.
We were told that
Sci-
you vacuum all of it out, fill it back up under vacuum, leave the car overnight, like, top off all the way to the top of the coolant mark. Show up the next morning.
I don't
all the
believe
air
this.
comes out because he said it has equalizers in the coolant system. And then you top it off again, you're done.
What
There's
kind
no
of
bleeding.
equalizer?
Some kind of equalizer. Rooney's going to know because he just did it.
You also failed to mention that there's some device in this motor that does this for you.
There are 2 bleed valves just over. Yes. Did you bleed it while it was running, Rooney? While the engine was warm, did you crack
We're waiting
those?
in suspense for a comment.
Did you crack
right
those?
now.
Because that's the way I read to do it too, and I have personally witnessed this being done.
I would bleed it like I would bleed any other vehicle.
Yeah, he's still typing probably.
Or there's a little lag, which is
A
possible.
little bit of lag. So yeah, there's a lot of cool Japanese tuning things back in the day. Yes, you have to open the reservoir cap. Okay, yeah, we already did that. So that's definitely water pump still broken, obviously.
I want to put all period correct stuff on my 2J.
Yeah.
I think I want Greddy Turbo. I want
Greddy turbo kits.
HKS Electronics.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna go standalone.
No.
I'm just gonna do it.
Deafy.
Oh.
And you need the heads up too. That was
Okay,
dope.
so I may or may not have clicked a button on some stuff right before my wife said, "Hey, we should open a bar."
Yep.
And then I had to cancel my order because you, Quang, and myself were talking about some stuff, and I found a Defi 60mm gauge setup with all the proper gauges.
Copy,
And-
Rooney, copy. We did that. Thank you, sir.
See? So I was right.
Yeah.
with the heads-up display. Whole setup was like $400. And then I found out I was opening a bar. It was like finding out I was having a kid.
Too
I was
late.
like, oh, here we go.
Too late. Life finds a way.
I could be having a sweet.
Now, Rooney, I'm assuming the reservoir cap is off when the car is first started, or otherwise it would pressurize and hit you in the face. Is that correct? Because he says you have to have the expansion tank cap. So you start it with it off, and then you crack the bleeders when the thermostat opens. That's correct, right?
I don't think the process would completely matter at that point.
Yeah, that's what he says. Wait for the thermostat to open, and then because then the coolant goes to the rear pipes to the radiators.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then it flows out and gets there. Okay. Anyways, yes. Oh, he had the bad head gasket. Yes, correct. Did you do a head gasket test, Rooney? Because mine was negative. Well, so that was a pretty good season. Episode 3.
Season 3.
Yes.
If we make it 3 seasons, I'll be so happy.
3 seasons. I mean, nobody's making us do this, so I think we can do as many seasons as we want.
Good paint shops in the area on a budget. I can't recommend because I haven't priced paint in years.
Pete's Paint and Restoration in Fort Walton Beach. Was where I took the old BMW 2002 and the 996. Pete's Paint and Restoration.
Oh, they did a good job on that car.
Both cars. Super nice guy. You talk to Pete personally. And that's
I
how
hear
you know.
good things about, is it H&D in Pensacola? They're still around.
I don't know if they are.
I think they are. I think I saw somebody suggest them the other day.
Yes, Rooney, I did not have any blowout like you did, so I guess that's a good sign. Yeah, Pete's Paint and Restoration. Miracle Strip Paint Body's also good, but Pete's is more like what you would want.
Yeah,
so.
Miracle Strip's probably a little backed up.
Yes. Well, we appreciate everyone hanging out once again.
Yeah, it's been fun. Don't forget, we post the audio versions of this typically the day after we air on iTunes, Spotify, and all other platforms. If you want to check out links to any of our other social stuff, just go to y2k.tv in your favorite internet browser, probably Mozilla. Netscape Navigator.
Yeah, Netscape Navigator.
You can catch us on Twitch at Y2K TV. Everywhere else is just Y2K.
That's right.
If you want to watch us live, we typically shoot for Mondays, Tuesdays, somewhere around then.
Yes.
We aim for 7 o'clock.
Aim.
So just hit your notification thing so you get notified when we go live. Twitch seems to be the most consistent with that, which is why we point people there. But YouTube and Facebook do the same thing.
Correct.
All right, guys.
Bon voyage.
Farewell. Thanks for hanging out.